All right, have a look at this. Agistrodon contortrix. This is the copperhead. He's another species of the pit viper here. He's the cousin of the water moccasin, cottonmouth. And of course he relies on his camouflage to conceal himself. And if you don't see him and step on him, this snake is gonna bite you. 9 times out of 10. And by looking at that camouflage there, you can see that he's going to be very hard to spot. Now, besides the rattlesnake, this is one of the most widely distributed of the venomous snake species here in the southern states. And this guy is responsible for a lot of bites. And you can see this snake just blends in with his environment unbelievably. He just cruises around, and that pattern there breaks up his silhouette and just makes him look like bark in the litter. One of the 3 species of the 6 species of venomous snake in Georgia. And this is one of the species that doesn't have the rattle on the tail. And you can see that elliptical pupil there, the vertical pupil, and you can see that heat sensing pit. But what he'll actually do is when he's distressed, he'll wiggle that tail in the leaf litter, mimicking a rattle, to make noise, to deter and to avoid being stepped on by larger animals or humans. These snakes will eat rodents and frogs. And they'll also use that little tail as a caudal lure. Just like a death adder, and also just like a water moccasin. Now he's up on this hook and he's thinking, hang on a minute, I'm not really a climbing snake. How do I do this? But the old belief that if a snake's up in a tree it's not venomous is not true at all. And just about all species of snakes can climb, except for obviously some of the water snakes and sea snakes, and really fat, heavy sand boas. But he's doing a good job there. What a demonstration of a non-arboreal snake. Well, I'm not really an arboreal species, but look at the way he can hang on to that tiny little hook. Pretty amazing. What a simply stunning snake. Look at that camouflage. Beautiful copper colours, and that's where he gets his name from, obviously. And I can hear that noise in the background. That's one of his favourite foods. Frogs. When you first come across these snakes, they're very nervous, very flighty, very bitey. For obvious reasons, he doesn't want to get eaten or stepped on. But after a little while, he's realised that I'm not going to eat him. He's calmed down a little. Tell you what, it's late afternoon in this swamp here. Mosquitoes are going crazy. And that's when these guys start to wake up in the late afternoon, and they like to hunt at night time. So you can see this copperhead sitting there camouflaged in the pine needles with his head sticking up like that. A very alert snake, highly alert. He's got great vision, a great sense of smell that he mainly uses with his tongue. And to see this guy in the grass or amongst the bark chips, you really have to keep an eye out where you're walking. They grow to about 4 feet maximum, 3 to 4 feet, and they give birth to live young, like his cousin. He's got his tongue flicking out there, just sussing out what's going on. He's actually got a red tongue with white tips. Cool little snake. So this is typically how this viper species would sit on the forest floor, using its caudal lure tail to attract frogs and rodents. All right, awesome stuff, the Copperhead. Let's let him go on his way so he can begin his night hunting. And let's go and see what else we can find.